In today's video, we're going to be dealing with hand dynamics. And this is something a lot of drummers struggle with. And especially if you practice a lot on the kit, which a lot of drummers do, you know, like I want to practice drums, so I have to be behind a set of drums. Well, totally not true, as you're learning in this series. The practice drumming anywhere is basically just for those group of those people, because we don't need a drum set in order to practice a lot, and dynamics is one of them. You know, you might get distracted behind a set of drums because, well, there are all sorts of distractions and temptations, like, well, you have music and you have orchestration and you can do lots of things and cool grooves and fills and solos, and who would want to stick to purely hand dynamics if you're on a drum kit, you know? So it's purely logical, so let's deal with this as much as we can away from the kit. Well, here's how. I'm sure you're familiar with, or you should be. If not, check out the 3D drumming system and the chapter on dynamics. And specifically start with the control strokes, as Joe Morello used to call them. And control strokes are the ones which bring you from an accent to an accent, or a tap stroke to a tap stroke, or a downstroke or an upstroke. There are basically just four. And the idea is that, I'll quickly explain it. A full stroke is from 90 degrees angle back to 90 degrees. So that is, if you want more than one accent in a row, you go like this. A tap stroke is the complete opposite. You stay parallel to the drum, 0 degrees, completely flat. And if you want a tap stroke, after this tap stroke, you go like only a slight motion downwards, and then you pick it up to a 0 degree angle as well. That's for a tap stroke. And the other two, you have a downstroke, which goes like, you start at 90 degrees. Well, this is slightly less than 90, of course. If you have a stick, then it would go a little bit. We'll do some pad and stick work as well. You'll notice that. Or just go for the 3D drumming system and you get explained all. But you get it in the YouTube series as well. But if you go like, this is sort of 90, it would be with a stick. Then you go like from 90 to 0, that's a downstroke. So you will get an accent, but after the accent you want a ghost note, an unaccented note, you go like that. That's a downstroke. And the other one, the opposite, is starting at a 0 degrees angle with a ghost note, a ghost stroke. And if you hit that, then you go upwards. So the next one is going to be an accent, like tap. But that's an upstroke, so you're at 90 degrees again. Now, do you need sticks to practice that? No? No, you don't. You can easily just use that. Don't even need a pad, you need nothing. I know the practicing on pillows things has a certain cult following from Buddy Rich and Dennis Chambers, and yeah, that's fine. You might get a little sluggish actually from zero rebound, but you can do that. Of course you can practice without drums, but with sticks, sure. But this is mainly to prove that you can really add a lot to your playing by specifically practicing things without drums and without sticks or a pad present. Now, here we go. The idea is that an accent is played from the elbow. So you essentially use biceps and triceps to move this. You know, that's that one. And a tap stroke, you make sure that the palm of the hand is on the leg. So for a tap stroke or an upstroke, this is the position. So can you hear that? Almost not, right? But that one you can hear. Now that is the huge ass difference. If you go about it in a 2 sound level concept, and that's a term used by, or invented maybe, I don't know for sure, but used by David Garibaldi. He uses that a lot in his practicing and in his playing with Tower of Power. You either have an accent, you know, 90 degrees, or you have an unaccented note, 0 degrees. And that's it, nothing in between. Of course, there are many shades of gray possible, but for practicing purposes, it really helps to get things very accurate, very clear, distinct. So we'll use that So this is an accent, and this is a non-accented note. Now you can simply go about it by, let's first check out a down and upstroke. Simple as that. And you can speed it up a little or play it simultaneously with left, if this one works as well. And then do it at once, unisons. Speed it up a little. You can even feel your shoulders coming in, so you get a bit of a molar motion involved. We'll do a separate video on that one as well. That idea. Now, that's the first one. The second one would be one as short as possible, as condensed as possible, with all the motions involved. Now, let me say, not all of them. We'll omit the full stroke for now. So, in order to do that, we need 3 strokes with each hand. So, we can do a down, tap, up motion, which in essence is a molar 3. So, you go down, tap, up, down, tap, up. Again with left hand. And you can do it in unison. But what you can also do is just go about it in a single stroke motion, you know? So you get like down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap, 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 down, up, tap, down, up, tap, down, up, tap, and if you really need to be fast, you can just go like, you again need the molar motion to really, well, we'll do a separate video on that one. This is just the basics of the dynamics and the well, the needed movements, emotions, I should say, the needed motions in order to pull this one off. If you want another combination where which is as condensed as possible, which also involves a full stroke, then I would simply add a full stroke. So you go like full, down, tap, up, full, down, tap, up. Other hand as well, full, tap, up, full, down, tap, up, full, down, tap, up, full, down, tap, up. Serious workout. If you do this, you know, that's a mistake that we always make. Like if you're behind a set of drums, then you can really do a workout. And if you're like here, you're just like, and you're done. No. You can make this as intense as you would like. Have you ever seen Virgil Donati play in a hotel room with just a practice pedal set up against, well, whatever, a couch, a bed, and a practice pad as well? And you see there's a story about him where really the ceiling is dripping with moist from him practicing. That's how intense he was going at it in a freaking hotel room, you know. So intensity is all in here. If you really want to get something down and you want to invest the energy, well, then you have to do it daily and you get accustomed to it, and we're all creatures of habits. So that's why my daily drum diet is so important, I think. And I see it in students as well, so it works. But if you get all those things into your system of habits, then there will be no other way than to be successful at practicing, because you will get the high intensity needed in order to achieve success. And success here is not to be the on top of the world and gigging with the most prolific band or whatever. No. The idea is that the achieved goal, or the goal you want to achieve, is your personal desire. That's the idea. Now, if that is or has to do with a certain amount of dynamic control, and it Well, probably will be, unless you're only playing accents. But chances are you need a lot of dynamics because music is full of it. Then this is a very good exercise, and so is this. And you can make that unison as well. But what you can also do is make that hand to hand as well. So you go like full, full, down, down, tap, tap, up, up, tap, tap, up, up, full, full, down, down, tap, tap, up, up, full, full, down, down, tap, tap, up. I fucked that one up. You go like full, full, down, down, tap, tap, up, up. Now, if you can do this, of course, the feel with sticks and behind a set of drums with some orchestration, it all will be different. So you have some practicing to do once you get this going, and then you have to have another practice session with pads or with sticks, and perhaps another one behind a set of drums. And just doing this won't get you to where you need to be on a set of drums, but it will help, and especially because you're now really zooming in on basic principle of dynamics, which is just the control strokes going from one to the next, you know, really zooming in on, that's a downstroke, instead of going like, yeah, but I need the next one to go soft. Won't happen from this distance, so you need the downstroke, right? Only thing you have to be really careful with is that when you do this, you don't convert this to the kit to being like glued to the snare drum, for instance. You know, don't rest your stick on the head. Make it come out just a little bit, because this, if this is the snare and this is your stick, this is the correct, you know, just 2, 3, 4 centimeters, 1 or 2 inches, 1.5, I would say 1.5, 2 inches. That's the correct distance you want to be at in order to have a good ghost note. So that's a correct downstroke, not that. So don't confuse this with that. Other than that, you can practice dynamics perfectly without a set of drums. So as usual, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, do all sorts of things. And if you want to get really, if you want to get with the program, then watch the next one. That will be about, I don't know, something else you can use really well. Have fun practicing.